if we're going to win, just can't keep doing what you've always done and think you're going to get different results.
What legacy do you hope to leave in Philadelphia?
That's winning a championship, obviously.
Yeah.
I need to be better for my team, and my main goal is to win the championship.
I'm gonna still try to do my best to bring the championship back to Philly.
Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Richard Jefferson, joined by Ramona, Shelburne, and Cassidy Hubbarth. Now, let's get on to this drama between Ben Simmons and the Sixers. Now, under the CBA, a player who fails to render services could be suspended and fined for each day he does not show up. That means Simmons could forfeit $250,000 every practice and game that he does not play. Now, Ramona, would Simmons actually be willing to sit out? And if so, for how long?
Well, he says he is. I mean, that's when they had that meeting last. I guess it was a couple of weeks ago at this point. He looked the owner, Daryl Morey, and Doc Rivers in the eye and said, "I'm willing to do that." And it's different coming out of his mouth than it is out of an agent's mouth. Now, we are still in. Well, that meeting was in August. Now we're in September. It is one thing to say it. It's another thing to miss a game check. It's another thing to miss those checks. And this gets very real, Richard. And this is where I think some of the accountant comes into play. The first check that he would miss would not be paid until November. So in other words, training camp starts at the end of September. So you could go all the way from the end of September until that first check comes in November. That's a long time. That's over a month, where if you're not reporting for duty, this will be a problem for the Sixers for over a month. It's not just that, is he willing to sacrifice the money? Are they willing to go through all of that for over a month?
Yeah, so go ahead, Cass.
No, I mean, look, we've known from Ben's side for a while that this is done. There is no more marriage counseling. There's no last trip to Cabo to recapture the magic. There's no doing it for the kids. There's no baby moon.
There's none of that.
No, none of it. There's no doing it for the kids.
Yeah.
They are at least, from Ben's side of things, donezo. And I assume the Sixers emotionally are done too. But emotions don't always get you what you want, guys. This is such an ugly divorce right now, where even friends don't want any part of this feud. Kind of like, this is y'all problem. We're at a point where there is really no out for either team. And Daryl Morey has made it clear he's not giving Ben away, not just on principle, but because the Sixers are in win now mode. They can't just throw away a 3-time All-Star, even if he's afraid to fail. If he sits out as long as he has to, and this is his approach on September 3rd that he's going to, it's going to come down to Rich Paul versus Daryl Morey right now, and who flinches first.
Well, Cass, just really quickly, when we talk about the flinching first and we're talking about the amount of money that a person can miss, you know why there's less fights in the NBA? The reason why there's less fights in the NBA is because every time you throw a punch, you are literally, you could be suspended for games, multiple games. And so players literally have to look at someone and say, do I want to spend millions of dollars punching you once? And so I think that's why there's a lot of barking back and forth. And right now there's a lot of barking back and forth between both, Ben Simmons and the team about who's going to kind of flinch first.
I would disagree with that. I don't think the Sixers are barking. I don't think the Sixers want to be in this position. They would prefer to keep. I mean, it does not behoove them to trade him now when his value is probably the lowest it can be. It would behoove the Sixers to, look at this video. He looks great in this video. They would love to be able to have Ben come back and build back up his value here. Maybe they keep him. We forget he finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
Yes.
He's a really good player.
He's a great player.
You do not want to trade a player like this when his value is at the bottom. But I'm told, Richard, I'm told that, Cass, you said I assume the Sixers are done emotionally too. I don't think so. I still think there's a part of them that thinks that they can fix this, that maybe they can convince him and they say, Ben, the city loves you, we need you. But
that's what Joel tweeted.
Joel tweeted that?
But you can't, Cass. You can't tweet that. Right, like there has been kind of, but there's no respectfully, when all of this drama, what was said, on the podium, which I'm okay. I
okay, but those conversations happened on the podium, Richard. Yes. But afterwards, everybody in that organization tried to reach out to Ben Simmons throughout the offseason. It was not just after the game, and it was not just on Twitter, publicly and privately. They've tried to reach out to him. He does not want to hear them. I don't know if he's blocked their number, if they're trying to slide into his DMs, but they have definitely tried to reach out to him and make him feel loved.
But we don't feel like this tweet tweet is a little late? We don't feel like they're trying to rekindle this friendship a little late? Because my thing is this, if you were going to tweet support for Ben Simmons, you needed to be tweeting that in July. You need to be tweeting that like, hey, look, I love Ben.
That's fair.
I want him back, because now, like you said, his value is at an all-time low. He hasn't spoken to anybody in the organization. And then at the end of September, you're like, oh, I don't have any problem with Ben, because you know that Ben has to show up to your team. And so you're trying to kind of sweep it under the rug.
And on Ben's side,
are they trying to make it work because they're trying to make it work, or are they trying to make it work so his trade value goes up? There's a difference between.
That's
you know,
point.
like there's from Ben's perspective. Just one thing to note, he still has 4 years left on his deal. You know, I don't know if there is a fit with the California teams that he desires to go to, but if he gets traded to another team, that's also a deterrent. Like, do those prospective teams want to commit to an unhappy Ben Simmons for 4 years? So this is really tricky. Like, I go back to the divorce. This is an ugly divorce. We're watching who's going to end up with the beach house, and no one wants to give it up.
well, and here's that actually, I think, helps his trade value in that he's not dictating terms. You don't see Ben or his brother or anybody in his family or his circle saying, oh, he wants to play for this team or he won't play for that team. You know, I remember talking to Anthony Davis's dad. He said he doesn't want to go to Boston. I mean,
yeah.
Like, you don't hear him saying that. And the messaging I'm getting essentially is he'll go anywhere. He just doesn't want to go to Philly because of what's happened there. And I think he's fair to want a fresh start. The question is, there's no interest for him to rebuild his trade value. Why does that help him? Yeah. That only helps the Sixers. The only thing that helps him is to get paid. That's the only thing he's risking. And he right now, in early September, he seems to be willing to not get paid.
Well,
thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.